Greetings, IB artists. This is Miss A, and today I'm going to be giving you 5 tips to write a better extended essay in IB Visual Arts. So today I'm talking to you from another dimension. I've got my little space captain hat on. Actually, the truth is I'm in the middle of a project and everything is a huge mess. I'm avoiding all the setup and stuff. I could be outside. Again, there's a huge setup. So today I'm just using a virtual backdrop. I hope you enjoy it. It's kind of cool, right? Okay, so the first tip is that try and use current references or sources. So for your extended essay, when you're supporting your argument and you are quoting people or rephrasing ideas that support your argument, make sure that those references and sources are current. So I would say up to 10 years old, but not older, because things, especially in the art world, they really change very, very rapidly. The discussions are ongoing. So it's important that you place your essay in a contemporary context. The second tip is kind of related. If you are looking at an artist or an art movement that's kind of firmly located in art history, as in the art movement or the artists were active some time ago, that's fine, as long as you bring them into a contemporary context. It would be better if you could make that artist or art movement relevant today. How do you do that? By perhaps interviewing contemporary artists who are influenced by that person or that art movement. They will be able to speak from a contemporary standpoint and possibly discuss the legacy or the influence or the impact that this artist and this art movement have had on the discourse of art today, right? So it's very, very important that you make that art movement, that artist relevant by putting them into a contemporary context. Tip number 3 is don't be shy to contact institutions such as museums and galleries if you want access to more information. So for example, some artists even have museums dedicated to them. You have nothing to lose by contacting this institution and asking for more information. They will possibly provide you with primary sources. You can possibly interview someone who works there who is highly knowledgeable on the subject. So that's a really good resource. Sometimes your essay is about a particular artwork. And again, that artwork may be housed in a museum or in a gallery. And again, contact those people. They're probably very, very knowledgeable. And most of them are happy to reply to you as a student, as long as you present yourself well and as long as you sound focused and serious about what you're doing. You have nothing to lose. Think about also who is most likely to reply to your answer. If you want to contact the Louvre, maybe think about contacting the one in Abu Dhabi. It's much smaller, it's much newer. The chances are that they're more keen to establish ties with the world and to promote their gallery. So try them, because they're a smaller institution. Possibly you might be luckier if you contact them as opposed to someone who is as big as the Louvre in Paris. Number 4 is one that I see a lot. When you're writing your extended essay in visual arts, make sure that it falls under visual arts and not another subject. I've already said this before in my first video, I think. And it's really, really important that it is very clearly about art, not, for example, film or, for example, history. For example, if there is a historical painting that you want to discuss, make sure that it is the art that you're discussing rather than the historical moment it depicts, etc., because that would not clearly fall under art. Okay? The same thing with film studies. Be careful that if you're, for example, studying a director, be careful because film studies are based on visuals and those visuals can be analyzed. But you can very, very quickly fall into a situation where you're really talking about film and the way filmmakers create images or use images rather than the visual arts. And again, I understand that there's an overlap. However, it's very important that you get the balance right. And if you are thinking of doing something that is kind of filmy, I would strongly recommend that you really work very closely with your mentor so that you get the balance right, okay? The easiest option, obviously, is to choose another topic. I know that's really limiting. I'm very, very interested in film, so I really appreciate that. But again, this is an exam, you're getting marks for it, so the easier you can make your life, the better, in my opinion. Tip number 5 is something that I find really, really useful, generally speaking, when doing any kind of writing. And I do quite a bit of writing. You may want to check out my other channel if you're kind of at all curious about, what I'm up to in my projects, etc. Not much there, I'm just starting, but I don't know, whatever. If you maybe you want to have a peek. So the tip is to use a read aloud app for reviewing your extended essay. It's really amazing how clear it suddenly makes the quality of your arguments. Do they make sense? Are they reasoned well? Are they well supported by your research, etc.? So this is a really, really useful tool to really clarify to yourself whether your extended essay is working or not, especially with the first draft. I think that's very, very sensible, and of course the final draft as well. Just in case, it's amazing how it just highlights anything that's off. You'll hear it and you'll think, oh wow, I can't believe I left that in there. Okay, so I hope you're doing well in your dimension. I hope this has been useful. Thank you so much to all the people who are liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. That really, really helps me out. Also, one last thing, if I can make one little kind of complaint, I guess. I am not an extended essay question generator, okay? I love doing these videos. I love answering questions. But I'm not really in a position to generate EE questions for you. So, oh, I don't know what to do. Can you please help me out? I'm thinking about, I don't know, this and this topic. Can you give me a question? It's not what I do. This is an independent study. The focus on independence is very, very important because, as I've said in some of the videos already, it prepares you for higher education in the sense that you are writing an academic paper, which means that it should be based on your own research, on your own interests. I am not saying don't get help. Of course you need help. This is your first academic paper ever. However, try your best to be as independent as possible. And I think the first essential thing about being independent is to really formulate your question clearly. I've discussed how to formulate a question in many, many of my videos. I will link below, so you may want to check out my playlist. I think that's it really. So all the best with your extended essays. So hopefully this has been helpful. I hope you've enjoyed the video. This is Miss A. All the best. This is who led me to the other dimension. This is my other dimension cat.